Some of the most popular videos on my channel are about paying my mortgage off earlier, faster, and easier. The things that I've been doing to pay off our mortgage faster have been really working, and today we're going to look at what I did in the last year. Basically, we're going to look at my mortgage statement in 2019 versus my mortgage statement at the end of the year in 2020 and see how much progress we made paying down our mortgage. I like to do mortgage updates every quarter or every 6 months just so that you can see how the progress is going. It is not something that we are super focused on. We're not throwing thousands of dollars extra toward our mortgage every month, but we are doing a few things that have shifted the balance toward paying it off a lot faster. Those easy moves that we've made have been refinancing our mortgage to a better mortgage with no PMI. We went from a FHA to a conventional with no PMI mortgage. We reduced our interest rate with that refinance. We also switched from a 30-year to a 15-year mortgage. And then every month we pay a little bit extra on principal, and we've set up a biweekly payment schedule so that we're sending in money biweekly, which means every year we're sending one full extra payment in, and that goes toward principal. So basically in the last year, we've really implemented 4 big things to help pay off our mortgage faster. So let's look at how those have shifted us in our amortization schedule so that we can see what we started the year at and what we ended the year at and how much progress we actually made or didn't make during the year. Last December, I was using the first amortization schedule for my original mortgage. We had moved on to the second page and down to 61 payments. I was super excited about this. We had just put a $600 principal payment toward the loan, and we were ending the year with a balance of $137,550.67. Roughly 1 year later, a lot has changed, but our statement actually is not that far off from the original amount that we ended with in 2019. On December 22nd, 2020, we had a balance of $135,434 exactly. So we had reduced it a bit, but because we refinanced during the year, we had gone from $137,000 in 2019 to up back to a loan where we were over $140,000. So we really paid off a lot more this year because we're ending at $135,434, but we started the new loan kind of in the middle of the year with a $142,000 balance. Year to date, we've paid $13,750. Of that, $5,927 went to principal, $2,224 went to interest, and $5,598 went to escrow. On our new amortization chart, we are going to catch up to where we actually are. Last time I did a mortgage payment update, we had stopped at line 6, just over $138,000 on this loan. So we do have several lines to color in because we are now down to just over $135,000 left to pay. And because I still have my original chart, I am going to color that in as well, just to see where on the original loan we are going to end up, because since we refinanced to a 15-year, we are paying it off at a much faster rate just with our normal monthly payment and not having to pay $100 a month in PMI, which we had on our original loan, which was an FHA loan. So we are now doing much more toward principal every month, just with the same monthly payment that we had before, because we don't have as much interest, we don't have as much PMI. It is really nice to see the money actually going towards something, not just the kind of fees and interest that aren't really worth anything. And looking at our original amortization schedule, we are basically up to where our payments would have gotten us midway through 2022. So we've definitely made a lot of progress, even though it maybe didn't feel like that this year because we only really went down in like $2,000 from where we stopped last year. But we are on a much faster pace now, and we are not wasting money on PMI. I plan to keep this original amortization schedule and then see every year where we end up, and then also, of course, keep track on my regular one that is the current loan that we are paying off. We don't necessarily plan to do this super aggressively, and we still go back and forth every day as to what our next plans are, but it is nice to see kind of a yearly update as to how much has been paid off. And I think next year at the end of 2021 is going to be a lot more exciting and very interesting to see what we've accomplished in the year of 2021 with the new loan where we're paying off much faster. Of course, because we started a new loan midway through the year where we had closing costs rolled in, we went back up to $142,000. So that is kind of why we had not as much progress, it felt like. but we did so many things with that refinance to speed up the payoff that it was really worth it. Next, I just want to go over those specific moves that really helped us out and kind of do a summary. So on 12/12/2019, we had an ending balance that year of $137,550.67. Then this year on 12/22/20, our ending balance of the mortgage principal was $135,434. So in that year, we reduced it by $2,116.60. The key move this year was totally doing a refinance, and that is something that is going to drastically speed up how much we're paying off every year and end up way faster. So the key points from the refinance are that we went from a 30-year loan to a 15-year loan, so that automatically speeds it up a lot. And the new loan went from a higher interest rate, which was still pretty low, of 3.625% to a new rate of 2.75%. So that was a nice drop, which means we're paying less in interest as well. And in addition to that, we dropped the payoff date from August of 2046 to May of 2035. And that would be if we don't continue to do things like paying it off a little bit faster with biweekly payments and all of that. So we also went from $282 a month going toward principal, which was obviously we were paying more with the PMI and interest on the first loan, to now having $651 right now a month go toward principal. So that is a huge jump. Whether you're pro mortgage payoff or not, having a more efficient payment like this, having a more efficient mortgage overall with no PMI, lower interest rate with the refinance, which is what we did, we just made it more efficient. That is always a win, especially if it doesn't change your budget and your payment is pretty much the same.
So as you can see, the refinance really set us back a little bit temporarily. So we had to repay the closing costs. So that $2,000 took us most of the year to get back to where we had started. But now that we're here, 6-7 months later, we are going to be paying off the mortgage so much faster because we're doing bi-weekly payments, 15-year schedule, and sending a little bit of extra every single month. So in reality, while it looks like we didn't make much progress, we have made so much progress. And we went from having a 25-year loan to being on more like a 14, 13, 12-year schedule. Those things combined shaved off more than a decade worth of mortgage payments for our home and lots of interest. So really, I'm very happy with what we've done. And I can't wait to see in our next year's mortgage payoff update how much we've actually paid off and how much lower our balance is compared to right now. If you're interested in paying off your mortgage, make sure you watch this next video. It is a great option if you are wanting to pay off your mortgage faster. It has great tips on how to actually do that. They're very practical and easy to follow. So make sure you check that out, and I will see you in the next video.